Celebrities rise and fall in the limelight as they go through their careers. And for most, it doesn't mean anything about the quality of their career or work. It's just a natural thing in the biz. But there are some celebrities who have been on a downward trend for the last few years and just need to realize that they aren't famous anymore. I'm Mackenzie, you're watching Beyond the Screen, and let's get into the top 10 celebrities who should realize they aren't famous anymore in 2021. Also, make sure to subscribe if you're new here. In at number 10, Noah Cyrus. Noah is the younger sister of massive star Miley Cyrus, as well as the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus. And of course, growing up in someone's shadow is never easy, and my heart goes out to her for that. But after years of trying to branch out into a successful solo career apart from her sister, it hasn't really been successful. And it might be time for her to realize that not many people know her apart from being Miley's younger sister. She talked about growing up in Miley's shadow in one interview, saying, quote, "Being born in the family I was in, everybody gave me such a hard time for having a hard time being Miley's little sister. But I always felt like I was the person that no one gave a about due to what people said about me online." And I know it can be really hard to be your own person when you have an ultra famous sibling. However, getting into music where Miley and her father had already been successful was probably not a great idea if she wanted to become recognizable in her own right. And at number 9, Jonathan Cheban. Jonathan Cheban is a publicist by trade, but is known for being a socialite and influencer who is BFF with the Kardashians. He makes regular appearances on the show and is a notable character at this point in the series. But other than being famous by association, he was never really famous for anything on his own merit. He recently decided to become food god and made his Instagram an eating blog, but he's had moderate success. But honestly, I will say that I do like him on the show, and he does add a bit of spice to the show, every now and then when it needs it, especially in the Miami days. He was like the best when they were in Miami. I'll say that about him. And at number 8, Jessie J. Jessie J was huge in the 2010s, and her powerhouse vocals and songwriting abilities made her really successful in that time. She even collabed with Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj on the hit song Bang Bang. But over the years, each of her albums have gone on to sell less and less, and she's become less relevant in the industry. The only time that I really heard any news about her was when she started dating Channing Tatum. But since they decided to split in 2020, I really haven't heard much news about her since. And I don't think that she'll be making a comeback anytime soon. And at number 7, Aly and AJ. If any of you guys are around my age, then you definitely know who Aly and AJ are. I personally grew up with them on the Disney Channel, and I still know the words to some of their hit songs. The sisters actually had the most successful music career of any Disney star, and most impressively, they actually wrote all their own music too. Their biggest hit, Potential Breakup Song, was so huge that most of you probably know it. But sadly, after that massive hit, they decided to leave the Disney machine and was never able to reach the heights of their past success again. The girls struggled so much at one point, they rebranded themselves as 78 Violet. But they decided to come back recently as Aly and AJ again, and even released a Potential Breakup Song explicit version to try and recapture some of their old fan base. The girls are honestly making phenomenal music, and I wish them all the success in the world, but sadly, they just aren't that famous anymore. And at number 6, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine became a huge star overnight and leveraged his unique and frequently mocked look with bright hair and face tattoos to become a big name in rap. He also had commercial success too, with 3 of his singles hitting the Billboard Hot 100, and his music videos get ridiculous views. However, many have accused him of buying bots to get those views. But his fall has been just as fast as his rise, and after he was sent to prison for snitching, as well as being accused of sexual crimes, even his fans are a bit tired of him, and he seems to be fading into irrelevancy very fast. Halfway at number 5, Jason Derulo. Jason Derulo is interesting because he comes into mainstream attention every few years, but fades just as fast. Jason was one of the biggest stars of the 2000s, and I'm sure you all know his signature opening line, "Jason Derulo." Sorry, you know I had to. But after his rise, he slowly started to fade, and I'm sure none of you have even thought about Jason Derulo since. However, he recently came back into mainstream attention with his focus on TikTok. He was really the first mainstream celebrity to adopt TikTok and use it to become relevant again. And it actually worked. His newest single, Savage Love, landed Derulo his first top 10 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 since 2015. And Jason knows what he's doing. He said in one interview, quote, "It's important to reinvent yourself as much as possible. Otherwise, people just get tired of it. I've tried everything under the sun at least 3 times. And although I respect his hustle on TikTok, it seems like he's fighting for relevancy with teenage TikTok stars. And at number 4, Paris Hilton. So this one might be a bit controversial, but if it wasn't for her recent documentary that brought her back into mainstream attention, it would be hard to argue that she still has the pull that she once had. Paris is obviously an icon that started the influencer lifestyle back when she was starring in hit reality TV shows. So don't take this as me disrespecting her career. But as the years went on and regular people were becoming more sought after influencers than her, she changed directions, focusing more on business endeavors and DJing. When her documentary was released on YouTube in 2020, it got tons of attention as people were dying to see what she had hidden behind the curtains. But since the hype of the documentary has died down, so has the attention surrounding her, which is evident from the fact that her YouTube channel only has 1 million subscribers. And at number 3, Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez rose to mainstream attention because of his hit song Say It in 2015. And he became a household name after, but only had a number of hits since. And it seems that the only reason he's come back into the spotlight is because of the unfortunate incident that took place between him and Megan Thee Stallion in 2020, which we still don't know the full story about. And to me, it seems that unless Tory is found innocent, he's gonna fall back into obscurity as well as getting some jail time. And at number 2, Rita Ora. Honestly, I'm still not sure why Rita Ora was ever considered famous in the first place, but other than the fact that she paid a restaurant to have a COVID party recently, she's pretty irrelevant in the media and the music business. She was a success in the Europe/UK market many years ago, but it didn't really translate over to the US market. Her success at one point was so lukewarm that she was actually dropped by her label too. Ora refuses to bow out and is trying really hard to keep her career afloat, but other than having famous friends, she really doesn't have much on her resume. And finally, at number 1, the Olsen twins. The world best knows the Olsen twins from their child stardom days, and with the rise of their talented sister, Elizabeth Olsen, it's become clearer than ever that the Olsen twins are really not famous anymore. But the best part is, they don't really care, and considering the fact that the two have never had social media accounts and haven't dabbled in the entertainment industry since their child stardom, they have left the door wide open for their sister Elizabeth to come into the spotlight. I think if anything, the media needs to realize the Olsen twins aren't famous anymore so that Elizabeth doesn't have to answer any more questions about being related to them. So that's all for the list, guys. Let me know your thoughts or anybody that I missed. But before I go, I'm going to shout out some comments from celebrities that could lose everything this year. So Prep For It said, Sia should have known better. There are a lot of actual disabled actors all over the world that could have been great in that role. I completely agree. I just really want to know her motive. Like, why would you even attempt to make a movie like that in a time like this where, I mean, you get the slightest thing wrong and you're canceled, right? So, you know, I like to think she didn't have bad intentions. The execution was obviously horrible, but it's just like, yeah, whoever told her to do that, really, she wasn't being advised very well. J.M. Jomana said, Armie Hammer and Amber Turd should not be allowed to act anymore. Yeah, I think we definitely can all agree Amber Turd should be nowhere near the big screen. With Armie Hammer, I don't know if anything's ever been actually proven in a court of law yet, so, you know, we do want to label people innocent until proven guilty. You know, we don't want to pull an Amber Turd where we just believe people kind of out of nowhere, but it's really not looking good for him. Then Marissa said, basically, don't be a conservative if you're in Hollywood, because people will hate you for no reason. I mean, that's kind of what it's seeming like these days. Alright guys, that's all for the video today. Thanks so much for sticking around if you made it all the way here. If you liked the video and want to see some more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel below. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and I will catch you all in the next one.